definitely possible if you can. That's the
Still
goal.
love H.
Hello, my mic was muted. That's really good. Again, good thing nobody's here because I'm gonna edit that out for the VOD later when I get up to that. Um, Hope you guys are doing good if you see this. Yeah, I just got a capture card. This is kind of a chill, no thought, head empty kind of stream. I got a capture card very recently, and I want to play with it. So I've been learning today about how to like set up my video capture for, you know, goofing off with my Switch. Got some stuff we might do. Probably gonna do some shiny hunting for a little while. Try and catch some Pokemon, or hatch some Pokemon specifically. I've been on this mission to get a perfect 6 IV shiny Scorbunny for like, I don't know, months, since like July. So, yeah, that'll be fun. It'll be a fun thing to chase up and do. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I see some people turning up. That's fun. Gonna wait a little minute before people show up. Hello. Little couple things that are a little different from my last time I was live is that I've got a little overlay here. If this doesn't turn out great, I don't think I'll be using like preset assets for too long. I plan on getting some stuff set up, properly. But hello, I'm here and ready for shiny hunting. Oh, thank you for showing up. Yeah, I'm not going to be using preset assets for too long. I'm hoping to either play around in Photoshop for myself for a little while or commission some friends I know. I have some folks I know who are super competent, very, 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 very talented pixel artists. So I'm going to see if I can hit them up when their workload is a little lighter and try and get some stuff commissioned. That could be fun. Otherwise, yeah, this is going to be a pretty chill one. It's like I said, for those who are turning up, I said it before, just kind of explain myself when I go through the VOD. But like, I'm really just here to play with my new fun capture card because I want to use my new toy. I hope everything sounds okay. We're going to try and get the audio going for my capture really quick. Let me just make sure. Yeah. Sounds like it's good. Okay. Let's get at it. Honestly, like, no more goofing. Cool. Oh, it's working. Nice. I'm glad it's working out. Hello. Welcome, folks. This is cool. So, I'm using an Elgato HD60 Plus, which is fun because were my stream setup capable of it, I am actually able to capture in 4K. So, I've spent a little bit of time learning about like how all that works and everything. So, it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed just being. My Saturday has kind of been, menial productive tasks with this. But anyway, we're gonna play some Pokemon because I'm gonna shiny hunt some Pokemon for a little while. That'll be really fun. Where is Pokemon Sword? I've gone past it like 4 times. The text actually made me look. Yeah, that's the best I could come up with. I'm sure there's probably better jokes. And like I said, I'm not totally sure if I'm gonna stick with the preset assets. I apologize for the lighting, by the way. It's dark. We tried to get some stuff set up for it, but like it didn't look great. And I figured this would work for now. If it's too loud or anything, I'd appreciate if you guys let me know. I can tweak things around nice and easily. I might tweak it a little bit just for my own sake. Let me just turn that down. But yeah, it's there's a whole bunch going, so hopefully it's not too bad. Hope you're all doing well. Happy Saturday. Got some folks in a couple time zones, I suspect. I've hit some people up. I should text my buddies back home. Hang on. What's the link that I'm using? Is it Streamlabs? I've been doing Pokemon raids. That's fun. Yeah, this isn't going to be, like I said, this is going to be pretty much like the goofiest thing. I don't have nearly so stringent a structure like I did when I was opening the booster packs back last even a month ago now. So yeah. Hopefully this is at least a little chill thing to do. At least just to put on in like the background. And like I said, I'm like probably gonna just use this as footage and chop it all up and make a little edit out of it. I've got the hiccups, so if I start going, that's gonna be great. I feel like I always end up with the hiccups every time I go live, so maybe it's a nervous tick. Who knows? I've developed a nervous hiccup tick. Yeah. Come vibe out. Okay, cool. Pokemon. Love this game. What was I doing? Let's make sure I've got everything at least in some kind of structure here. Is a nice Christmas tree. Thank you. My partner and I helped me get it set up. It's very cute. I'm a big fan. The lighting is going to be all over the place. I can see this being an issue. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to where I want to get set up for this shiny hunter. And then we are going to make sure everything is actually situated. This is probably pre-planning, but now like this, you guys can hear all the fun that goes into like the endless tedium of shiny hunting, because nothing is cooler in Pokemon than having a Pokemon that's like a slightly different color, and if you hover over it, it says best 6 times. I don't know why this gives me dopamine, but it does. So yeah, got a few of these actually, but most of it is just because that's slightly cropped there. I'll figure that out in a minute. That's a problem. But not for shiny hunting specifically. That won't matter. But yeah. Anyway, see some more people showing up. That's really cool. Thank you. This is definitely a nothing kind of stream. This is mostly just a proof of concept that I could actually figure out how my capture card works. So I'm exceedingly happy that that's gone well. Let me just get my stuff organized really quick. Just get to everything tidied up. Because I want to get to the meat and beans of this. Is that the expression? Meat and beans? Who knows? Meat and potatoes. I could figure it out. Got beans on my mind. I had pizza for dinner. I don't know why I have beans on my mind. Anyway, is the sound okay? It looks like my pickup is pretty crazy. My mic might be a little loud. Because I'm not peaking, but it's a little nasty. So if that's no good, feel free to let me know. Yeah. My Pokemon is holding an egg. Yes, perfect. Okay, so I have a handy-dandy little solution here. For those of you who aren't crazy Pokemon fans, I hope this doesn't cross. My mic is a lot louder than the music. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Let me pull that down a little bit. I don't want to drown everyone in the obnoxious bagpipes that pervade Pokemon's, like, just dramatically terrible soundtrack for this game. It just never ends. Let me pull that way down. Pull that way down, and I'll turn the music in the background up a little bit. How does that sound? Does that sound okay? Epilepsy warning on your face, lighting up because of the TV. Yeah, no kidding. I'll figure it out. Okay, so. Just triple checking everything. So, for folks who are tuning in, today's little plan is to continue what is probably now, at this point, my longest continuous shiny hunt in Pokemon. I've been hunting for a 6IV shiny Scorbunny for like 5 months now? 6 months now, maybe? I feel like 6 months might be closer. No, actually, maybe even 7. That's horrible to think about. Gosh, it was probably April. The reason is that I understand that you can get, items to effectively accomplish that, for, like, the purpose of having a Pokemon that is 6 IV. The lighting is so rough. I'll figure it out for next time. This is, like I said, mostly proof of concept. I just wanted to make sure my footage works. I'm kind of surprised that, like, works as well at all. Although it is cropped, so I'll definitely have to play around with that. That's what I was doing. Right? So, for folks who aren't crazy on shiny hunting, like I started this sentence like 5 minutes ago and then I didn't finish it, we are going to be doing the Masuda method. And so, when I say the Masuda method, it does sound like absolute nonsense, but the Masuda method is the name of a little, like, exploit, I guess would be a fair way to put into the game, where you have, where should I put these? Let's put these here. Actually, I don't need to empty this box. I do need to empty these boxes. The Masuda method is the name of a sort of like feature / exploit they put in to the Pokemon franchise back in, wow, it must be like, I think it was Generation 4, so 2006, 2007, where, named after series, longtime series executive producer, what's his name? Oh my gosh. Wow, that's hilarious. I've forgotten his name. Anyway, the guy's name is Masuda. And the idea is if you have a Pokemon who comes from a game whose language is set to a different language as the game you're playing, say, like, if you're playing a cartridge listed in English and your Pokemon is breeding with a Pokemon from a language cartridge issued from German, for example, you have, like, drastically increased odds of finding a shiny Pokemon. I myself am very lucky that some communities I'm following online helped me get a copy of a 6IV Japanese Ditto, which means I can do a lot of the breeding I want to do pretty much effortlessly. So the trick is going to be clearing up space first and getting everything going. It basically, shiny hunting, for those who don't partake in this at all, because you're like normal people that want to do things for fun, like play your video games and actually play them, it's a lot of waiting. Statistically, this is it's insane. Like, this is probably not going to happen for weeks and weeks and weeks. If I do this somewhat regularly, we'll be taking quite a while before we get, even started on this. So what we're going to do, for those who don't know, is to hatch a Pokemon egg, and to generate a new one, you have to ride around in circles on a bike continuously. It's not like riveting gameplay, so I thought this would be a really fun, like, excuse for me to do a like come talk to people kind of thing. Yeah, we're all set up. The thing with shiny hunting is that, like, just getting my stuff set up really quick. The 12 egg calling right now. I'd hope. The thing with the shiny hunting like this is that with the Masuda method, while it does drastically increase your odds of finding a Pokemon, Lord knows it's like maybe 1 in 513 or something, 512. And that's just to find the shiny Pokemon. The specific target we're going for here is a 6 IV shiny Pokemon. And so this is getting into like the really nitty gritty kind of like ugly underside where like you willfully ignore the fact that it's cute and it's Pokemon in favor of remembering that it's a video game. So Pokemon, when they're generated by the game, have what is essentially like a gene pool. So the 6 stats a Pokemon can have, HP, physical attack, physical defense, special attack, special defense, and speed, all have modifiers called inherited values, or IVs, as I mentioned, which can range from 0 to 31. And on this range, 0 denotes like the absolute like worst this stat can be, and at fully developed, final stages of its evolution, Pokemon with 0 IVs has the lowest stat total. 31, or perfect IV, is obviously it's the highest. So the idea with getting a 6 IV shiny is not only is it the cool alternate color palette that's very exciting and really fun to play around with, getting 6 perfect stats make it like, it's perfectly superior there. So, to whatever extent people like that stuff, that's fine. I totally get it if like it's what's it called? If it's not like the most riveting thing, but part of this is that really I just want to do something kind of goofy to get all my stuff set up and equipped. Gosh, if I had a second webcam, or at least, obviously ignoring the fact that I had one for the last setup, if I had enough USB ports to show you with my second webcam what my desk looked like right now, it is a mess of cables. It's insane. I have cobbled this together roughly just because, we're trying to figure out like what is the least, power intensive, space intensive version of this I can do. I'm streaming on a laptop. I don't know, for those who see this later, maybe if you see a VOD or something. Wow, that is obnoxious. Maybe I can turn the brightness down on my TV a little bit. Hang on. Anyway, so if for those who see this later, that's why we're going to such ridiculous extent. Like, it's mostly because I want to have that, like, bragging rights behind it. It's kind of pedantic. I realize I'm being a little extra, but I think it's fun to have the like really cool things. This was something I'd definitely fallen off. I did this a lot when I was a kid, but I had fallen off over my like late teenage years. But in 2018, I was playing Let's Go Pikachu, the fun, casual, like young. It was like Pokemon Light. They took a lot of the stuff away in favor of making it really cute and nostalgic. And I had I fully randomly with the full. I think it's 1 in 8,000. I got a shiny Mewtwo. It was bright green, and getting a Mewtwo was exciting, and then getting shiny was even better. So I was like, well, I guess I'm obsessed now. This is great. I have a fun collection building. And from there, it just never went down, never went away. So I have been eagerly like chasing up the fun of hunting for crazy shinies since. Hence the shiny hunting. So when Sword and Shield came out, I played through the game just totally on my own first. I did a couple things actually. I've really enjoyed Sword and Shield. Did I name it anything cool? The Mewtwo's name is Pesto. I didn't have a very good idea for naming Mewtwo. I was like, he kind of looks like a cat. And there was a cat in a webcomic I was reading called Pesto, and Pesto is green. And I was like, Mewtwo Pesto. I don't know, I thought that was funny. The main kind of caveat for it is that, like, once that Pokemon was not, like, perfectly statted. It was not something that I had set out to do. Pesto superiority, yeah. Hey, I prefer pesto to tomatoes, stuff like that in my pasta. I'm not big on the, like, super sweet taste of it. But yeah, that Pokemon itself was not, like, a perfectly competitive 6 IV super monster. It was good, don't get me wrong, and I, like, had taken steps, because I knew I was going to be getting Mewtwo, I had taken steps to ensure it was at least going to be usable. But it turned out even better. So then, when Sword and Shield came out, I played through the game. I sucked my teeth into the kind of like online competitive space for it a little bit. There were a lot of things I did. And eventually, after playing like an unholy amount of the like competitive online ranked at the start of being in lockdown here in the UK, which was like March through April, I started shiny hunting. Because I figured it would be like a fun, pretty menial, time-consuming thing to do when we were completely in lockdown. I was living with my partner at the time. We were staying in her apartment because one of my roommates got ill with COVID. So it was a really rough deal. Anyway, so because we were working on this, I was like, oh well, there's like a structure for like what species of Pokemon. Not all Pokemon like on Animal, not all species of Pokemon like take the same amount of time to like spawn, I guess. So every species of Pokemon hatches out of an egg, which is take it or leave it. It's a video game, but they're all kind of on like different durations, and the shortest is Magikarp. So the reason I showed you that red Gyarados before is that I'm not sure my music on actually. This is fun. But I don't know if I'm vibing with it. It's copyright free. There's no problem with having it. Guess we're all going to listen to some bagpipes for a little while just because it doesn't really mesh. Anyway, what I was saying is, so I spent this time looking for the shiny Magikarp, because Magikarp is the fastest spawning of the Pokemon across all egg groups. It takes like a sixth of the time to hatch a Magikarp egg. And I was like, well, for the sake of pace, like if this is fun and I enjoy it, I'll chase it up. And it took forever. To find a shiny, not that long. To get the 6 IV one took me about a month and a half of like nearly continuous like work at it, like daily. And part of the challenge to that was that like I was enjoying it because it was fun to have something that I was like, oh, at the end this will be worth it. I'll be really happy to have like this thing to show off to people at the end. I named her Ponyo from like the Ghibli film, because when they evolve they turn red like Ponyo does, the fish. But yeah, I had finished it and I'd gotten the Pokemon that I was after, and I was like, well, what now? And I wanted to try and find something with reduced variability, something that I think would be a little easier to find. So I started working on an Impidimp, which is like a little goblin dude. Is this Digimon? Can't wait to evolve your Digimew 3mon. Yeah, no kidding. I was hunting for Impidimp, right? And I figured like it's kind of a quirky little Pokemon. There's not a lot of variation. There's no specific like sex to the Pokemon I'm looking for. They all hatch as male. The shiny's cool. It's like a big ogre thing. It's fun. And I got it in like 2 days. And I got a 6 IV perfect one in like 2 days. And I was like, this is the worst thing that could have happened. Now I have a precedent of like, well, now I'm enjoying this and I'm getting them. So I'd already been a part of some communities online, like related to Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'd been talking to some folks that were doing like, I don't know, like giveaways or something. Like, oh, I've been breeding Pokemon, here's a reject, or like hosting raids and things. For folks that have played Sword and Shield, there's a function for it where you can like go and do these like raids against like Godzilla-sized giant versions of them and catch them at the end. It's really fun. It's a fun twist. But people share opportunities to catch shiny Pokemon in these raids. So I was joining like Discord servers and meeting people and chatting about catching shiny Pokemon. It was like a thing for lockdown. It was a big time sink. It was very, very enjoyed because it was nice to have something to like, you know, twiddle away at. But yeah. Anyway, the Impidimp, super success. Then in like April, after having finished, or conservatively we'll say May, in like May, I get this thing, and then I'm like, well, what now? What other Pokemon do I really vibe with? And I really like Scorbunny. I think there's something about the kind of like goofy, like Bigfoot rabbit thing. It's dumb looking. It's cute. And the shiny is orange, which is my absolute favorite color. So when I noticed that, I was like, oh well, this is what we're doing now. This is all it is. Excuse me, I'm skipping a step. I tried another one. I tried to get a shiny Litten, which evolves into like the very popular Incineroar. It's like a big tiger that looks a little bit like a wrestler. Grookey Trader. I know. He doesn't turn orange. He turns yellow. He's on my list. This is the thing. If I end up enjoying live streaming these, I have a list of like actual targets. You don't deserve Doug. It's true. Hey, Doug got me to Ultra Ball tier, though. Gotta give him respect. Scorbunny's where it's at. I mean, they're both pretty good. Note that I haven't brought up the third one, sadly. The tragic third of the three. It's cool, right? Like, people like Sobble. I think people ironically appreciate him for being like a sad little lizard. You're colorblind, Tom. It's not like it matters. True. But I like orange. I like that it looks like it's wearing like a high visibility jacket. It looks ridiculous. I don't know though. It's like it's a good time. The fun thing about like doing these shiny hunts is that like in the end I have, for people that aren't, you know, completely unhinged like me and are like, you know, happy to just get a shiny and then work with it. I have no less than 50 fun like shiny Scorbunnies. Like, some of them, you know, like, arguably perfectly statted for online play if you want to use them on ladder. Yeah, like, there's, if there's an interest, I might, like, hit people up and share them around. I might make a thing of wonder trading shinies. That could be kind of funny. Just because I end up with so many. It's so horrible. Because I can't be satisfied until I get a perfect one. If it's good enough to do, it's good enough to do perfectly. Especially if I'm sinking my time into it like this. Yeah, I don't know. I have a list of other things I'll be going for if this one goes well and I finally get it. It would be fun to get one like on stream, but then like the depressing bit will be statistically it's improbable that I get one that is perfectly statted. So I mentioned the like inherited values before, where there are 6 ranges of 0 to 31 that you have to hit for a total of 32 potential values. 32 6 times is enormous, and it's like if that was the case and I was going in blind, there would absolutely be no way I'd pursue this. I understand, like, you know, I'm committing to a big project, but like simultaneously I wouldn't want to I wouldn't want to like spend literal years on it. So fortunately Pokemon has something for that. There's a little item you can give the Pokemon that you're breeding to ensure that they inherit more of their like values. I think by default they pass down 3. And with this item you can pass down 5 of the 6. So essentially we know it's 5 out of 6 that are going to be 31 because both of the 2 breeding stock I'm using have 31 in all 6 stats. And we're rolling the 1 in 512 over, again, 0 to 31. So it's still like insanely low odds. Like the probability of getting this thing is 1 in thousands. But it's there, and it's drastically more plausible than most other kind of versions of this have been in the past. So I'm all about it. Yeah, it's something that's just like very good and comfortable. Um, I don't know too many people that are as obsessed with getting like perfectly statted ones as me. One thing I want to do for next time, I mentioned to folks who got here like nice and early when things were starting. I've been live for about half an hour now, but right when I was getting started, I was telling folks that like we're using some like preset assets that I'd found. Let me turn that Spotify link off. No free clout. We're not using it right now anyway. It is cropped pretty weird. I'll have to figure out what's up with that. What was I saying? Oh, anyway, so, hunting all these things is, all well and good. And I don't know there's a lot of folks that are, like, so crazy into it and, like, absolutely dying to get their hands on these perfectly competitive shiny Pokemon. Most people tend to pick a side of, like, no freak out. Oh, I hope the delay is not too bad. It might be, I'm trying something a little different this time. Last time I streamed, I was streaming just to YouTube. It looks like most people are watching it on there. But for the sake of like search engine optimization and like, mostly just so I could learn how multi-streaming works, I am actually streaming on 2 platforms right now. I'm also live on Twitch. It's the same username. It's the Tommy NT, as written right up there on the title. So you can follow my Twitch too if you want. I don't know. Some people have a pretty heavy preference one way or the other for like either streaming platform. I think both of them are pretty useful for different things. Twitch has definitely got a better mobile app. But YouTube is probably more convenient for for real. YouTube is like drastically better from like than getting to use the footage kind of thing. YouTube lets you have like really useful like analytics and integration stuff. So depends. There's pros and cons to both. I don't know. I'm just playing around. This is my second time live streaming in 2020. And probably my second time live streaming in about 5 years. So it's been fun kind of getting back on it and learning around with stuff. Live streaming is really interesting. I didn't know enough about digital broadcast when I was studying before. I have a bachelor's in journalism, multimedia journalism. So I had done a little bit with like internet broadcast, but it's definitely more traditional kind of platforms and media. Did a lot of like recording and editing audio for news, but this is different. But it's exciting to learn about all this stuff. I know this is not remotely as interesting, as a conversation for like Twitch chat, but the like thing I learned today that I thought was the most exciting was with these capture cards. The capture cards are like very exciting. Thank you. That's very sweet. The capture cards are like really interesting because people end up using sort of integrated ones in a lot of rigs. So there's this market for like super high-end hobbyist capture cards that aren't as like powerful but are still 4K capable compared to other integrated pieces of hardware. I'm using an Elgato. I mentioned before it's an HD60S Plus. Elgato is owned by Corsair. Corsair, notably known for like keyboards and mice and things like that. They do really cool stuff with capture cards. They do really interesting, like either integrated pieces that you can get to like actually run in your tower should you be working on a desktop. They'll do ones that require like less power if you're working on like a lighter rig. I'm like I mentioned before, I'm streaming on a laptop, so I've got this HD60 Plus, and it's fantastic just because like the thing with the HD60 Plus is it is 4K capable, but like it hardly uses any power. It's not taxing on like a little dinky Elgato I hardly know. It's kind of like a little workhorse. I'm really impressed with it. Corsair make a ton of good stuff under the Elgato like label though. They make one thing I'm really excited for is I'm hopefully going to be getting my hands on a Stream Deck at some point soon to like run stuff here behind the scenes and get a little bit more hands-on. So at that point I'll be getting all up into After Effects and making some transition stuff. A little bit more exciting than just like I'll show you. A little bit more exciting than just something like a little swooshy, integrated slide. And I can hop between things, like fade in and out. Like that's fun and all that, but like it's more exciting for me to be able to do around stuff. So I'm hopefully gonna be doing some of that. I can't tell if my stream delay is that high or that low. Ooh, the fancy stuff. Not just to arbitrarily up my numbers of chat engagement, but could you guys, whoever's active in chat presently, would you let me know when you can hear me saying this sentence? I think I set it up for like 5 seconds, give or take. So if it's that low, that's okay. I think it's about that right now from what I can tell. But it could be up to like 20. So, and to be fair, for this, it's not too bad. There's not a lot of like particularly intense conversation back and forth. You have set the sentence. Yeah, it's probably about 20 seconds. I think I had an idea for fixing it before. The fun of this is, of course, just when I figured out kind of how streaming with YouTube's platform worked, and I had enjoyed my very successful first live stream hatching trading cards. I saw an egg hatch and I was hatching trading cards. Opening trading card booster packs on a platform. I was immediately like, okay, next thing, before I like took on board any of the feedback I had learned. So this multi-streaming comes with like whole new hurdles of like, you have to be kind of conscious of like how best to tag and title your stuff for posting on different platforms. Twitch has a very different system for finding content compared to YouTube, so if I'm hoping to find anyone kind of coming around and hanging out on YouTube, then there are like very specific tricks to do that. I mean, for one, I would tell people to subscribe to my channel. Wink. So if anyone's subscribing, if there's any subscriptions going around, throw some my way, that'd be fun. But more than that, there are actual like Twitch has like metadata tags that I hadn't quite figured out yet. So in trying to figure out multi-streaming and making sure that I didn't break anything, part of what I wanted to do was like really get it set up in a very safe, generic sense. And don't forget the likes. Yeah, true. I wanted to get it set up in a very safe, generic sense. This is absolutely just version 0.1 of the like whole thing. Nice rucksack. Where is that? Where do you see that? Oh yeah, on the Pokemon. I'm sorry, of course you're talking about the video game. You see, I haven't taken too much care with my stream setup tonight. I did tweet. I'm gonna mute the audio on that really quick. I did tweet that I have set up my Christmas tree. My partner and I got it all laid out, and it's nice and cute. The fun thing is, she picked up some tinsel today, so we've got a little bit of red tinsel. Can move my hand backwards. Got a little bit of red tinsel there. That's fun. For those who want to know where I got some of the assets I'm using today, we're working with a set called Neon Pixel by White Visuals. White Visuals made this set. I picked it because it was mostly yellow and orange, and because there's a literal bin fire right here. So if this stream turns out like an actual trash fire, because I'm kind of playing with new stuff that I don't know how to use yet, the trash fire is indicative of how things are going. That's the clip right there. So I was planning around it being a trash fire before it got even started. Anyway, back to Pokemon. For those who don't know, well, I have a couple things that I use when I do these live hunting. A controller of any kind. I'm using an Xbox controller plugged in with an adapter to my Switch dock because I find it, one, more comfortable, and two, I can kind of do some fiddly little macro stuff with it, so I don't have to worry about having my hands on it all the time. I can get up and get a drink if I need to. My partner hit me up with one of her Xbox controllers. I've got an Xbox One controller that I'm going to try and figure out how to get set up, so that could be fun. But this doesn't have to just be like a thing I do for live streaming for Pokemon Shinies. I can do, now that I've got the capture card, one thing I'm really excited about is, a little over a year ago now, they re-released Dark Souls, the like 2011 Dark Souls. For like, at the time, I guess now it's not modern day, because there's a PlayStation 5 and a Xbox, what is it called, Series X? Xbox Series X? I love Xbox, man. I love their model better than Sony's. I think there's something really cool about Game Pass. The idea that, like, you know, what is it, $5 a month on your Xbox gets you every game really that you would play. I mean, if you assume you're gonna get the new FIFA every year, right? And you want to get like the standard version, it's still $60. So getting Game Pass basically is the price of getting one AAA release, and you can play loads of stuff. So I think Xbox is a really clever solution of what is essentially Netflixing video games. But my God, I don't know who on their staff, like obviously from an amateur perspective, I'm sure there's tons of market research that goes into like, what do we call our new Xbox? But it's called the Series X, and the last one was called the One X. So then there's a Series X, Model X, Series S, Model S. Like, it's a disaster. So Lord knows what the new one is actually called, but it's the new Xbox. I have a feeling that they would be more successful if they just named them Xbox, and then like in brackets the year of its release. So it's like Xbox 2020 as the new one. I don't know. Anyway, my rant aside, those are the new ones, so it's crazy. Anyway, they re-released Dark Souls on Switch. So one thing I had planned on doing is playing Dark Souls, because I haven't played Dark Souls, like fully played Dark Souls 1 since I was in high school. Oh, my audio's been muted for a minute. Clever. I'm new to streaming, guys. New to multi-streaming. You should see the setup. If I can figure out how to do that without doxing myself, I'd love to do like a behind the scenes of like OBS Streamlabs. I think OBS Streamlabs is one of the most, like, I can't believe it's freeware. Some of the tools in here, gosh, like, they're amazing. The like standard transition functions that they have here cost hundreds to make on Adobe's Creative Cloud. It's just disgusting how bad Adobe prices their stuff. Anyway, so part of the fun of like having this like setup now and get everything going is that I can play around with some new things I've been wanting to do. This doesn't change that like I'll still probably be focusing on like the couple 4 or 5 things I'm particularly interested in doing. Like I want to make videos about like stuff I mean actually this week I'm not going to give too much away because it finally sounds like it might finally actually be able to be finished and a thing that really exists is I finished some huge steps on a script I've been working on for a video idea. I found a like really interesting paper that I've been going through and citing, and I hit the author up and I heard a little bit back. So hopefully this video about kind of tangentially related to game theory that I've been working on. Folks who like I know IRL, I think have heard about this for ages. This has been this is my white whale that I've been chasing for like 6 months. It's getting somewhere, and it's definitely bigger than it was supposed to be. Like, just from my notes of how I want to edit the thing, they're a little out of hand. But yeah, the fun of it is going to be like releasing it to all this stuff, because I have so many other ideas I want to get to now. I had a really fun idea about the domino effect of the Ronald Reagan FTC era, like American television system, and how it indirectly led to the release of Lego's gendered toys Bionicles. And it was tentatively titled Ronald Reagan Owes You a Bionicle. It was clever. I don't know, I enjoyed it. But the whole thing was like really fun because it was a descent into like children's toy advertising. How stuff like the like trend of what it amounted essentially to like television programs that were just long advertisements. Like I love Transformers. I think most folks my age do, and like the Ninja Turtles. But those are just TV ads for like a toy that kids can buy or would harass their parents to buy. So like it's dubious when you think about it, but it all comes from somewhere, and that was the fun of the idea. And there are others I'm working on that I don't want to blab about. This live streaming is more for me though. So it's kind of a for fun thing. Yeah, I think that's like the 20th egg. We're getting nowhere. It's a slow one. Ha, thank you. That's very sweet. One solemn nod for Ronald Reagan. I'm trying to get to Metagross since you started. I'm just going to cry. Hey, don't hang in on that one because that's a doozy. I was insistent on catching. I don't know if you have anyone's fully played the like finished DLC release of the Pokemon Crown Tundra for this game. I was insistent on catching all of the like 3 Reggie trios in Pokeballs. That was just, I literally like 2 or 3 hours collectively just throwing Pokeballs at them after I put them to sleep, because it was just so thoroughly unenjoyable. But like I was insistent on having. You might notice a trend, considering the fact that I'm shiny hunting for genetically superior, like perfectly statted video game characters here, and I'm rolling the dice on a 0 to 30 like modular scale, because I am very insistent on having stuff in like specific collections. So if I want everything in a Pokeball, I'm gonna get it in a Pokeball. If I want everything perfectly shiny, I'm gonna get it perfectly shiny. Little finicky. Didn't take me that long. My longest one was like 40 minutes in all Pokeballs. Oh my god. I wish I'd had the capture card when I was catching Regirock. It literally took an hour and a half. He knocked out almost my entire team. It was insane. I ran out of like usage for some of my moves like a couple times. My first time with Metagross, they do not like me. I will say, if you want a Metagross, it might be faster to just hit the global trade system up and get a Beldum and evolve it. Evolving Pokemon is like, I mean, Sword and Shield has so many quality of life changes compared to older games. I've been replaying, got it here actually. I've been replaying on my DS, the like original Virtual Console release of Pokemon Crystal from 2000, and the difference between 2019's Pokemon Sword and Shield and 2000's Pokemon Crystal is a full head of hair that you rip out. That's the difference. Because there's so much like frustrating stuff in the old games that you go back to after playing these new ones. I'm sure people have arguments about like, the writing's changed, the pacing's changed, the design of the characters has changed, even the shape and like design of the creatures. Like the folks that do them now don't do it the same way they used to, blah blah blah. You'll hear it all the time. But like these are just absolutely the like if you want to start playing Pokemon, I think there are a couple like launch off points. I think you can play, you can pretty typically play whatever excites you most. Like if you have like a favorite kind of animal, you can dig up and say like, how do I get this Pokemon? Blah, blah, blah. And you search it up and see if you can get a hold of it in what games and stuff. But like as a whole, these new ones are just so like convenient to play. They like teach you nice and easy. They have like fun new twists and mechanics. It doesn't often feel boring between issues of the game. Even though like spin-offs are good now. Like they take so much care in like doing continuous quality releases that it's cool to see it work out like that. Sword and Shield's been good for that because like Sword and Shield is on the Switch, and the Switch is probably, I mean, I would be surprised if by the end of its lifespan if it outsold the Wii. The Wii was kind of a phenomenon, but it's certainly going to be on. It'll be the Pokemon game released on the platform that sold the best, that had Pokemon. I finally caught him now for the birds. Oh my god, don't even get started on the birds. I managed to get the first 2 pretty quickly. The last 2, Uno Dos Tres. Articuno, that's some stupid stuff. I was literally just praising how much I enjoyed the like updates to Sword and Shield and how like the quality of life is good. The Articuno encounter sucks. You just have to chase him around verticality, like up and down cliffs and stuff for ages. It was actually terrible. Plus he killed himself on the hail. That was annoying. So I actually knocked him out once and had to catch him again. Yeah, I don't know. Pokemon's fun. So, that's the shocker for the title of the stream. Pokemon's fun. No shiny. I think that's I'll have to check actually. This is a good enough point for me to check really quick. Cycle back to the thing. Yeah, we'll swap that. Yeah, so I can't quite remember how many eggs we've had. The idea that I go for generally is I fill the party up a couple times, usually to get a couple boxes. The nice thing about Pokemon Now, like I said, like the endless conveniences of playing the new games, where you can like filter through. Wow, is that all? I guess I was completely off base. What is this? That's 6. That's 9. And then 4 here for 13. So we missed the shiny in 12. I can't remember who said that. I think it was Caitlin. Caitlin H258. You missed the mark on that one. Actually, hang on. Let me show you something funny really quick. We're gonna save Pokemon really quick. I gotta save the game. I'm gonna show you just the repeated failures of like endlessly trying to get a hand on this shiny Scorbunny. The like numerous repeated failures. Most people would see what I'm about to show people and be like, dude, just stop. You've done it. You're finished. Logging into home. Anyway, yeah, most people would see what I'm doing here, like the amount of them that I've got, and they'd be like, what are you doing? Just take it easy. Yeah, I'm super close to 1,000 hours. It's kind of depressing. The tracker stops working, so we're going to say I'm close to 1,000 hours. Anyway, so here's the first box that was formerly full of Scorbunnies, and I have been trading a couple of them off to get some stragglers. So this is a box of 30. So there were 30 in here, and these are all good. So I've had at least, assuming, let's do some math, friends. So I'm going to pull my calculator up. Let's assume I have a 1 in 512, which is the odds that I'm working with. So 1 in 512. Where's my calculator? 1 over 512 in brackets divided by 31. That's 0.00063 percent for a chance to have found the 6 IV shiny so far. It's absolutely astronomically low. Like 1/1000th of a percent is what we're playing with, and the like absolute nightmare of just how many of these things that I've had. Like most of them are good too. That's the sad part. Like let's pull one of them up just like randomly. Oops, excuse me. Let's have a look at this one. This one I think is perfect in everything but speed. Yeah, and it was like very close. I had one that I remember thinking was just absolutely heartbreaking, where it was like at one single point off of it. Oh, here's the one. Yeah. You can see that HP stat at the top there, right under my face cam. I might move my face out of the way. Yeah, that, this is a 30 right next to me there. That's a 30 out of 31. And, like, that's feasibly perfect. Like, if you play the, like, ranked ladder, the official format is played at level 50, and with a variant degree of, like, if you play a Pokemon level 50 out of 100, you get, there's no stat difference. If I was to level this thing up to the level you would use it in, when you play like ranked online, this Pokemon would be 100% completely and totally perfectly statted. It's you know, an Olympic athlete among Scorbunnies. It's perfect. But it isn't actually perfect enough, so I'm gonna have to disregard it and just keep going on the endless project. That's like how this is. I'm actually gonna move this guy to the final corner just to make sure I remember. But yeah, that's where we're at mentally, trying to chase this hunt. That's not even mentioning the amount of like horrible encounters I've had with Magikarps or the like Impidimp that took like 0 time. Yeah, that is tragic. Yeah, it's just like I could commit to it being enough. I could decide that this is all I wanted to get out of it and be like, yeah, okay, you know, I got a good enough one. But the existence, so for those who aren't aware, and I presume this isn't many of you, I think most people in here have either heard me talk about it because they know you IRL, or, you know, like, play Pokemon, because otherwise, how would you end up on this stream? But Nintendo and the Pokemon Company and all associated partners therein released a companion tool called Pokemon Home. I think it was in 2018 or 2019. Must be 2019. And Pokemon Home's interesting. It doesn't have like all the functionality you'd expect out of like some of the games, because Pokemon Home is like this tandem mobile app Switch piece of software that you use. Like between the two of them, you can like trade Pokemon, store Pokemon, do all this stuff. It's a really handy way to like compile your collection. When Pokemon Home released, it opened up like the global trading, and I realized there that like the shinies people will take are not the ones I would take. And then like the same thing with like playing in online communities is like people will like host a raid for like, oh, I got a shiny Psyduck, it's blue now, isn't that cute? But I'd see it and it'd be like, oh, but it doesn't have the perfect numbers, so I can't, it's not good enough right now. I'm like, I get it when people are like, folks get their favorites, that's fun. I have a ton of shinies that are not perfectly statted that I adore. I have a Vileplume. I love Oddish. Actually, let me get my little guy up. Oddish is one of my all-time little favorite Pokemon. I love this little guy. This one's got a little cactus in him. His name is Dipstick. Dipstick Ipswich. That was named by my partner and I. But I have a shiny Oddish that is like nowhere near perfectly statted, but I was just excited to get a shiny of one of my favorite Pokemon, so there's levels to it. Oh, that's something I was going to mention. I mentioned earlier that I have a list of Pokemon. I'm sorry, my hair's in my face, it's kind of bothering me. I mentioned earlier that I have like a list of Pokemon I want to like chase up after this is over, after I finally get Scorbunny, if I ever commit to getting Scorbunny, like over a long period of time. It's after this we're going Scorbunny into Bulbasaur into Phalanx, another one of my favorites, to Zubat, because I'd love a big green and pink Zubat. That'd be great. I still stand my shiny Cramorant Korma. See, because he's called Korma and the bird is called a Cormorant, I almost called the Pokemon Cormorant. Korma works on levels, man, because he's bright orange too. It's a clever name. Yeah, one thing that I think kind of gives me the solace for this is that this game does not feature a number of my favorite Pokemon in it. My absolute all-time favorite Pokemon is Donphan. It's an elephant. My dad and I went to go see the first Pokemon movie when I was a kid, because Pokemon to me back then was predominantly like the film and show and the franchise and stuff. I like the toys. I like had some of the cards and I had the video games, but like much of it for me was the films and the shows. So I love elephants. They're my favorite animal. They're sweet. Elephants know the sound of each other's voice and they can remember human faces, and they're one of a couple animals that have thumbprints on their hands when they go walking around. They leave unique thumbprints in the ground. They're like wonderful, happy, soul-filled beings, and they are purer than we are. And there was no elephant Pokemon when I was a kid, until they made the movie. And I remember it like really vividly. It's like there was an elephant Pokemon, and it was not like, it didn't have a name. It just featured prominently in the first like little teaser act of the film. And I remember being at the movies with my dad, watching this, and this guy sends this elephant Pokemon out, and it's shaped like a race car tire and has like studs. And I'm like, that's the coolest thing ever. That's the Pokemon. And it's been my guy ever since. So I love Donphan. And then, just to like really pour gas on the fire, I got another one. Cross your fingers. I have a good feeling about this egg, guys. Here we go. This is gonna be the one. As I was saying, to pour fuel on the fire, the shiny version of Donphan is orange. So that's on my list at some point. If I ever get around to finding out how to do it, we'll make that happen. I'm surprised how well this is working. I'm hope this isn't terribly boring for all of you. If nothing else, kind of anyone who I presume here is either tremendously supportive of me doing this, and I very much appreciate that. Or also kind of kicking it on their Saturday nights. I didn't have a ton going on. I ordered groceries, and my girlfriend and I got pizza. So that was nice. But like on the whole, I wasn't up to much. I don't know. I hope you're all well. Things are. This is fun and learning stuff. Thank you. Yeah, part of. I hope you're all well and safe wherever you are. I don't know where all 5. Apparently, I have 5 viewers right now. I've come to learn means 5 people who have signed into a view of the stream where chat is available. So there are probably more people seeing this. That sounds like I'm tooting my own horn, but that is something I've learned from the use of OBS, is that it can't register your views unless you're engaging in the platform. So if you're on YouTube, you have to have actually been tabbed into the tab, and on Twitch into the chat. So it's just something I've learned. Isn't that fun? Anyway, you're either here because you're being very supportive, or you're hanging out with me on a Saturday. And either way, I appreciate that. Thank you. Hope you're all well, though. That's what I was saying. I hope you're all safe and well. Holidays are always kind of a tricky one, nonetheless, in 2020. We here in the United Kingdom are out of our national lockdown, but we are still in like a tiered restriction system. And where I live, we are living in pretty strict restrictions on like going out and meeting people and getting onto anything, Even if it wasn't, mandated by restriction, I would probably still say you should wear a mask and wash your hands and carry hand sanitizer around. But it's especially important in the situation that I'm currently in. So for me, my Saturdays would have, ideally at this point in the year, consisted of like going to the Christmas markets. There are Christmas markets here in town that are pretty famous. Yeah, there's stuff I would have liked to be doing. So this is nice because it's a fun change of pace. I think that's part of why I've enjoyed live streaming so much so far. The card game one was fun. I took a clip of me pulling that like crazy $50 Jirachi from the booster pack. That was nuts. I actually went through everything. And if I sold all the pull cards, I don't think I will because I actually intend to use them. I know what you mean. It's weird because I had a very strange relationship with them while I was a student, because every year they meant just going there and interviewing people for hours. Like, it was annoying work. It wasn't I never felt personally that it was particularly exciting content. The exception being interviewing folks that run some of the smaller stores. There was a sculptor I interviewed for 2 years. She was absolutely cool as hell. She was welding stuff out of scrap metal, and not like nuts and bolt welding that you can get, you can buy those on Amazon, but she was actually welding like plates of scrap metal from other things. Like she was one statue I remember is it was Santa Claus jumping down a chimney, but the chimney was made of the rims of 2 bicycles attached in like a hoop, and then the chimney was like a descended stripped chicken wire frame, and it was Santa jumping into it. I remembered thinking that was cool. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So I had at the time thought the markets tended to be kind of pretty tedious, because as someone whose work relationship with the markets was there to interview people for content to publish on different platforms I write for, you love the Manchester market. It's a nice place. There were some things. There was a fudge store last time I went to that one that was actually really nice. My girlfriend and I went. I got oh my lord. I'll have to ask her and see if she remembers the name later. But they had peanut butter fudge. And it was a fudge brittle thing. It was so good. It actually had peanuts in it. That is right up my alley. I don't have a crazy sweet tooth compared to a lot of people I know, but it was amazing. It was absolutely so good. We couldn't find it. Christmas ornaments. Oh yeah, true. The ornaments are cool. There's so much in them. I think the fun of them as a thing is that they are tacky. The Christmas markets themselves are no longer existentially what they were before as like an actual means for small business. They are largely propagated as a tourism thing. I showed an ice sculpture show. That's cool. I love stuff like that. Last Christmas, my roommate at the time broke his wrist ice skating. That was a doozy. Last Christmas was tricky. I was lucky to be able to go home and visit family back in the U.S. last Christmas, but like, just December was kind of cursed last year. I don't want to get too political overtly on Twitter and YouTube and Twitch on my live stream here, but I covered a very tumultuous election cycle here in the United Kingdom as a reporter. So after the stress of all that work, I was very excited to relax for the holidays. There are a lot of the German traditions. That's true. I did know about that. There's it's a huge part of why there are beer gardens all over the Christmas markets across the country here in the UK, right? That's the idea, is that because of it being a largely German, and well, I don't even think it's strictly fair to say it's German. I know that one of the oldest. I looked this up. We published a story on a platform I used to work for 3 years ago, and I wrote about the sort of most exciting markets in the world, because the market in Manchester, which was like repping the hometown scene, had been ranked in a top 10 list by, I want to say BuzzFeed or something reputable, at least, reputable touristically, for at least having enough wherewithal to say what exactly qualified as good or unique within a Christmas market, because presumably they had enough seeing them to be able to comment. So we, at Mornington, they made the first German lager. Yeah, exactly, there you go. So the area has this tie to a very successful Christmas market scene. And the Manchester one was, not only was it one of the longest continuously held events, it was rated the best in the country because it borrowed so much from so many of these other really, really, really old ones. I think some of the first are in Vienna, the Vienna Christmas markets. I went to one in Hanover when I was 18. I was very lucky to be able to go to that. That was amazing. The one in Hanover is just it was bonkers. That November especially was coming up on the release of Star Wars Episode 7. And I don't know how many folks really remember the fever pitch that was Star Wars coming back in 2015. Because it was kind of a weird year. 2015 had been pretty quiet on a blockbuster film scope. There hadn't been a ton that dropped that year that was massive hits. Nothing that broke box office records, at the least. And then Star Wars came out, and Star Wars, was it Force Awakens? Yeah, Force Awakens is now it's the 5th highest grossing film ever, and it did it in less than 5 years. It's insane. And then other things came along to blow that out of the water as well, Black Panther is monolithic. That film is an absolute triumph. But yeah, Anyway, 2015, going to this Christmas market in Hanover when I was 18, I was very lucky to be oh, this is really cool. But this monumental market in Hanover was also just absolutely rife with Star Wars memorabilia. So you'd go around. I'm my German is terrible. I don't even speak enough of it to be passing now. But when I was 18, my German was really, really bare bones. I was present tense, subconjugated. We were working with scraps, and blessedly, basically everyone in Hanover spoke at least another language, so I could communicate with folks in some way. But the exciting, sorry if you heard that, that's my ringtone going off there. I got a little text tone. It's the sound from Fox's Down special in Melee. The Shine. Anyway, you'd go around this absolutely enormous Christmas market, and you'd get handed mulled wine by R2D2, a little handout robot arm that was decorated blue and white. Be here you go, beep boop beep. It was cute. There was something to it. That's a fond memory, is the silliness of the Hanover Christmas markets. But yeah, I don't know. There's something about, the particularly frustrating state we're all in, where, like, everyone's locked in, not doing what they want to do. This is my first Christmas with my girlfriend, which I'm very excited about. I'd hoped to have it under different circumstances. Thank you. Oh, that sounds so much fun. Yeah, it was a good memory.
Yeah.
It was a fun time. The most exciting bit, though, I remember was, like, the queuing at the middle of, like, the midnight release going to the market. And, like, you would still be getting people going. Like, the divide of, like, folks who were there for watching Star Wars. There weren't many screenings that I could see. My German at the time was absolutely bare bones. So we got to try and get a subtitled screening or the one English screening. And there was an English midnight screening in the, like, big mall cinema in Hanover. And there was, like, people dressed up as Chewbacca and people dressed up to get mulled wine. And there was no interchange with that. Like, there were the Star Wars people who were there for that, and then there were the people who were there to get drunk at the Christmas markets, which was fun. Like, it was fun seeing that. Like, when you left the cinema later, like, I saw a guy, like, having a lightsaber fight in the middle of the, like, road with someone else who clearly had a little bit to drink. It was funny. It's a good memory. It's a good memory. Yeah, anyway, so this year's obviously a little funny, not to get on it. But, like, it's nice to do something that feels a little bit more festive. So we put up the decorations in my apartment earlier this week. I'm a Christmas starts whenever you want it to. Star Wars made possible by Joseph Campbell. That screening of Star Wars certainly made possible by Jägermeister, if I remember correctly, because most of the cinema staff were absolutely blasted too. It was great. They were not bothered. It was a pretty mellow experience. You'd get a bucket of popcorn. You'd learn how to tell. He told Lucas how to tell the epic story, the hero's tale. I mean, yeah, he did a good job too, because the second one's just Macbeth. No, they're fun. I love Star Wars. They have their issues, but, like, as a nostalgic base for me, again, like, in the same way that I love Transformers and things like that, I adore them. I think it's interesting. I don't know. I've had this conversation with a couple of friends IRL about just sort of the weird extant state Pokemon exists in. There aren't many franchises of media that I can think of that carry through lives like Pokemon did for me. I think because it is so many forms of media within this franchise's existence, like, say you are... Let's think of, like... I should make my point first. I don't think there's a lot of things out there that you can pick up when you're a kid and, like... that you can, like, pick up when you're a kid and like, continue with you as an adult, I guess is how I would put it. I don't think there's a lot of stuff that you can grow with, and I think it's because there's, like, card games and video games and the cartoons and the films and stuff. Like, I think there's a sort of scope to it that you don't get in a lot of other ways, and so when there isn't a parallel to that, like, I loved Sesame Street as a kid, but I don't play the Sesame Street video games at the ripe age of 23, right? Like, I'm not, that doesn't exist. That parallel isn't there. So without that, you kind of, like, fall off into this stuff. So, like, Star Wars is a good example where, like, I know I have a lot of friends who, like, right, if I grow up Pokemon, here I am chasing an overcooked chicken. Yeah, true. I got told the same thing a million times. Pokemon kind of fell off among groups of friends, or it fell aside to basically a few of my group, friends from my group when I was, a teenager or a kid in school. But it was even then it was like a niche of the people that played video games. But I think it's because they are, like, a very specific experience. When you play Pokemon, it's kind of different from, like, even other role-playing games. It's like building your own D&D party almost. There's a lot of, like, depth to it that I don't think gets enough credit for what it is. Like, I can't think of a lot of games that have this like big long linear exploration storyline where you also have to choose like who comes with you and how you raise them and train them. Like there's something to that. There's a reason Pokemon survived over the other creature collectors that have risen and died over the years. Like, God bless, I love Digimon, right? Like it was fun when I was a kid. But but Digimon does not have the legs like Pokemon does. Yeah, like Ranger, you bring it up. These games, like, they have the variety to them. There's something about like the IP that I think inspires developers to make kind of cool, weird stuff. Whenever people grow on it, yeah, grew into it. I don't know. They're funny things, and so my point of like there aren't many franchises within which people have this like long-term relationship with. I know folks a couple years older than me, like 4 or 5 years older than me, who have had the same kind of like when they talk about like kind of like 90s like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles space, that those are characters and media kind of entities that they adore very profusely. Like those have been with them for years and years and years and years, but like there aren't a lot of them. Star Trek maybe, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings possibly, Pokemon, like there's not a ton. So I think there's something that you can have with you when you're a kid, and then have a different appreciation for it as an adult is fun. Like as a kid, there's something very like, I mean, it's funny, right? Like in 1997 in the West, they were like, hey, you've got to catch them all. And now it's 2020, and I'm still catching them all. It's clever. They clearly landed on something that really worked, because like you still get the dopamine hit of like, oh yes, I haven't seen this one before, it's new, or you get a new move, or you train a new thing. Like it's so deep. There's so much stuff. One of my favorite comparisons in modern Pokemon is before 2020 had its like kind of nosedive for like things being canceled and stuff being contained inside. The first video game championship series tournament was held in Dallas for the Pokemon Sword and Shield. It was the 2020 format's first tournament, was the Dallas Regional, and the winner was a guy named Aaron Traylor. And I'd seen Aaron at, that was Fabergé eggs too. Yeah, Fabergé eggs have the depth to them. I don't think you can sell a Pokemon for quite the price range of Fabergé egg goes. Although that being said, the cards are up there. Yeah, I don't know. There's something to it though. Anyway, I was saying the first tournament winner for the Sword and Shield format was for the Dallas Regional Tournament. It was a guy named Aaron Traylor, and Aaron's a multiple tournament winning superstar. He's a world's top cut player, top 8 at the 2016 World Finals, top 32 at the 2019 ones. The guy's a superstar. He knows the game really well. He's a absolutely phenomenal mathematician. His like social media is insane. Like the information science he looks at this game through rivals how people look at things like poker, because Pokemon is like, assuming you understand every possible variant of moves and stats and stuff. There's like one thing I think is really interesting about like understanding the statistical probability of certain things. Like let's take like a deck of cards, right? Like a deck of 4 suit playing cards. There are more combinations for that 60 card deck than there are atoms in the universe. It's just factors on factors of enormity. Pokemon is similar. There are, like, assuming you can break everything down to just what is possible, it's an absolutely bafflingly large mathematical problem. And I think that's really cool. But it's different because the thing that separates people that are able from just doing the math to the intuition is an understanding of like meta game textual meta-textual game context. Excuse me. Where you understand that, like, oh well, if 38% of players are, this is hypothetical, for example, 38% of players are bringing a Pikachu, then you want to have something that deals with Pikachu's electric typing. And so every sway and pull in a metatextual sense influences what makes a good decision. So he was incredibly good at kind of plugging that data. And the reason he won the Dallas Regional so decisively is I think he had a really good handle on what was good ahead of other people, because he, with that context, you can kind of read into that. But, like, the guy's a mathematical genius. He was like a, MA graduate from Brown, like, profoundly intelligent mathematician. And he, like, sinks his time into Pokemon because the depth is there. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of really interesting things. We are getting crazy unlucky with shiny hunting this evening. I mean, it's just not going well at all. Usually in a box, we start to see Pokemon that at least have, like, decent stats. At 1 in 512, when a Pokemon box holds 30 Pokemon, it usually takes about an hour to find a shiny, assuming an average of 1 in 512 pulls you to about 15 boxes. So this is a slow burner. I don't know if I'll be doing much more of it tonight. I might swap over, play some Mario Kart or something, just because I'm playing with the capture card. We'll change everything over in a little bit and make something happen. Maybe I'll just play some Mario Kart. Or Animal Crossing. I might go fishing in Animal Crossing, because it's just gone midnight and there's some night fish that I could catch. Actually, yeah, I'll tell you what. Thank you for coming and hanging out playing Pokemon with me. I will be doing this more often. I will probably have had... One thing I wanted to learn about doing was a lot of the kind of like fun widgets that come with OBS. I was learning more about like the actual process by which the digital streaming stuff works and like understanding kind of the SEO behind it. But for me now, I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to try and like learn more about how this stuff goes. One thing I will be doing is trying to figure out a little bit more about like how let me change to my wireless controller really quick so I can kind of chill. Got a all white Smash wireless controller as a gift a little bit back. I really like. How cool is that? It's cute. Anyway, Gosh, what was I saying? The fun of like using freeware like OBS is that it's like absolutely fantastic. Not only in like the quality of it, because it's so open and like there's so much to try. I did just say I was going to play Animal Crossing, and then I opened Mario Kart. Oh, hang on, my capture card's picking up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, we'll play one game Mario Kart. Anyway, the Pog. Thank you. What was I going to say? Gosh, I'm all over the place. You can tell it's late and I'm kind of goofing off at this point. The, it's 250cc. Yeah, there's something very, like, fun about these the Mii's because they're OP. The fun of like going through the freeware that is OBS and like learning all the fun tools it has available for you. There are so many things in here that you can play around with. I have some small stuff set up in here. You might have noticed that there's like a little chat readout. In a busier chat, that would be like super crazy useful, just so that I could maintain not having to tab in and out, and checking everything out and making sure I'm not missing anything. And I'm lucky right now to be able to like do this with a pretty small. Ooh, that was lucky. Like a nice small chat log to go through, so that I'm not missing anything like crazy important in the stream. But like there are some cool tools. They have things like surveys and poll things. Like people can elect to like announce what they want me to do. There's a ton of stuff in OBS. It's like crazy intelligent. So I'm probably going to sink the better part of the next week of my time, like my free time, to just learning how like all the different tools and things work. That's not even to mention, like I mentioned earlier, that I'm going to look into like making stream setup content. Like I want to use I'm going to hit the cow. I want to use like preset assets. I want to have some stuff of my own, either commissioning like friends I know IRL or artists and things like that, or just doing it myself in Photoshop for a first go. But just because, like, there's so much in it that I can play around with that I want to make sure I do a good job. Ooh, I've never done that before. That's kind of funny. Get out of the way. There we go. So yeah, I appreciate still 5 of you. Gosh, that's crazy. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out. This has been, like I said, my second time doing one of these. So the fun is in, like, all the different things. Oh, I've hidden my friends coming online. That's really handy. Let's keep some friends anonymous. That's clever. I might keep my webcam up here. That was an entirely unintentional consequence. Oh, I'm about to clutch it. Oh my gosh, are you serious? Let's go. First place. Yeah, so I'll be playing around with OBS and I'm learning more stuff. The capture card has been absolutely amazing. I was not expecting to like it this much. It's so smooth, and this is so easy to use. We've got a stream deck that I brought up earlier that I'm going to play around with, kind of get that going. But, like, man, there's so much stuff that this, like, opens up for me. I had an idea that I mentioned earlier. I'm going to get my partner to try and play Dark Souls. I was going to play it earlier, but she's the exact sort of person for whom the, like, crazy, almost trivial difficulty of those games that, like, you just have to tediously work your way at something. I think it would be pretty funny to get someone like that to try those games out. So yeah, that's something I could play around with. There's so much stuff. I'm an angry gamer. You are. Yeah, there's so much stuff that, like, comes to me as, like, an option I can do with now. Oh my gosh. Now that I have the card, so there's a bunch of stuff I'll probably get around to trying. I hope the noises aren't terrible. One thing, I enjoy Mario Kart. I took a while to pick this game up. It would be so much fun to watch. There are a couple, like, noteworthy standout releases on the Switch. 2020 has been the year of Animal Crossing, and, like, rightly so, because it's an absolute triumph of a game. It just sort of hit the perfect storm of, like, coming out right when people wanted something to sink tons of time into. But also, like, it's super clever, and it's, like, really, like, intelligently designed as, like, a fun thing to do. I can't believe I didn't dodge that. Hang on, I gotta try. Oh, really? Anyway, I'm just gonna Mario Kart grunt out of this one. Should have heard me last night getting my ass beat by Claire in Pokemon Soul Silver. Hey, that's a hard fight though. The first couple, I've brought this up to a couple folks recently. As I said earlier, I've been replaying some of the original, like, earlier Pokemon titles, because you've never really finished catching them all. It's impossible, because you can always get them from different games and different rarities from different challenges, and get the cool cred that comes with that. So for me, like, one thing that's been fun to learn is just how, like, poorly designed. Oh my gosh, am I really gonna get overtaken at the last second? Oh, that's heartbreaking. Yeah, some of those earlier titles are so poorly designed, like, so balanced badly. The spike in level curve in Generation 2 and 4 for Johto, it's just a disaster. You go from, like, fighting level 20 wild Pokemon to the champion having 4 level 50 Pokemon, and you're like, how was I ever supposed to have acquired enough EXP on my team for this? It's ridiculous. Wow, that is obnoxious how much faster that Peach's car is than me. Plus, excuse me. Oh, I couldn't do the trick because I was sneezing. The funny streamer sneeze moment, haha. This reminds me of the Super Mega, I don't know if you guys, speaking of Super Mega, it reminds me of the clip where, like, Matt just dunks on, like, having random moments happening on a live stream as, like, content. But on the topic of Super Mega, did you see the thing about how, like, PragerU started harassing, like, a Super Mega fan that was retweeting about how garbage PragerU was? It's so silly. Imagine being Dennis Prager. What an embarrassment. But he gets money to spouse all that crap. Delay's gotten worse. Oh yeah, alright, I'll try and figure it out. The you'll probably be able to cop the delay itself when you notice the chat scrolling up in the bottom corner there. But yeah, the settings were wrong for this stream. I will figure that out for next time, because I thought I'd cracked it before, but turning on the multi-stream was just like disastrous for it. What I thought I had changed, I had unsuccessfully changed almost immediately. How did that guy even get ahead of me? There must be a shortcut in this track that I literally don't know. Yeah. I was going too fast. I hit a banana peel. Mario Kart. It's riveting content. I heard you sneeze about 15 seconds before you sneezed in stream. That's terrible. It's so bad. Yeah, I had it changed before. I think what worries me as well is that the delays might actually be different on different platforms. So the delay on Twitch could possibly be lower because they had like a different tool I was using to affect that compared to YouTube's like setup. But like I'm still learning, so oh my lord, are you serious? No, not Princess Peach, not again. Yeah. Oh my gosh, 4th? That's brutal. I guess it's over. I guess I'm just absolutely out of luck. That's terrible. That's embarrassingly bad. Watching footy score nation goals twice. Yeah. So yeah, I'll have a go at figuring that out for the next one. I might try and do another one tomorrow. Maybe something. I'll have something more structured tomorrow. Might play some VGC Online. That could be fun. Or maybe the mythical Pokemon card game. Oh, that's something I could tell you guys about. I entered my, at least, I was about to say my first, but that's not true because I competed as a teenager. I entered my first Pokemon card game tournament in a number of years today. I lost terribly. I went 0-3. My first one on a failure to connect, so I was disqualified from the round. And then the second and third games, I went up against one of the 2 or 3 best decks in the game at the moment, and I lost with my kind of quirky, funny deck. But I also played against like a totally new like archetype that I hadn't seen before. I thought I could go up that skateboard or surfboard. I went up a totally new like kind of very controlled, grindy lock one. Will I be finished this room? Yeah, we can do an online race. I'm just seeing you now. Sorry. You can tell how poorly I'm paying attention to chat. Yeah, we'll do an online race. That'll be fun. Anyone that has the friend code, absolutely feel free to hit me up. I haven't felt like spreading that around on these streams yet because this is literally my first stream with my capture card. But I'd be down if anyone else is interested. So let me know. I'm also DMable on Discord just because I have that open. So in case I'm missing your messages there, you can hit me up. I'm checking all my things intermittently just because I'm embarrassed that I got 4th last race and I can't live like this. So I need to do better and not lose to the computer. Because I'm a functioning human, and how am I going to lose to the easy computer characters in Mario Kart? Will you be finishing the stream soon? I've already read that message. Shoved her off the road. Let's go. I adore Mario Kart, man. There's something very kind of relaxing. My favorite Mario Kart, I know everyone's favorite is Mario Kart on the Wii. It's sold like hotcakes. Everyone adores it. It's a masterpiece. We get it. I adored the DS title. Mario Kart DS. I think that was Mario Kart 5. That game rules. I haven't played this game for ages because I got it originally for my mom and brother to play. Yeah. I picked it up to play with my girlfriend's nephew because he's a sweet kid, and I thought it might be nice for him and I to have something to talk about because he's a nice guy. It's fun though. I love Mario Kart. Woo! Dead Heat for first. I think that. Oh, does that give it to me? Was that race 4? Yes, it was. First, second, first. Wow, that's terrible. I can't believe that's terrible. I got silver? Oh, it's embarrassing. Nobody laugh at me on stream. Oh no, I did win. Haha! Never mind, gamers. I'm actually the oh. I hit 420 coins live on stream. Are you kidding me? Nice. Nice. Yes. Haha, second. No, joke's on you. It was first. I was first all along. Okay, let's play online. Hopefully I can do this without doxing myself. That's a point, actually. Just in case, let me just set myself up here. Hi, you can look at my my own face right now. Just so I don't accidentally reveal any personal information. I don't think it does that. Pretty sure the game is much more intelligent. But yeah, the just in case I don't want to dox myself. Great. Sorry if you can still hear the noises in the background. I'm just gonna make sure it's all set up before, so I don't dox myself. Cool. Caitlin, I have sent you I've opened the room on Mario Kart. There we go. You've joined. It's on now. The heat is on. I can't believe nobody in my chat freaked out about me managing to get 420 coins live on stream completely coincidentally. Here's the live screen, by the way. What course are we going to? That's actually kind of hard. I like New City. We're gonna go to New City. That's my vote. So proud. Blessed. Thank you very much. I appreciate the votes of confidence, everyone. That's a sinful number, Thomas. It is. It is a sinful number. There's also something really funny about it. I think it's because it's half of 840. I think that might be why it's funny. Oh, my controller's dying. If my controller dies mid-race, that is a sign. Oh, we picked the same course? Very funny. Is it because the music's the best? Because it's not actually Mario Kart music and it's F-Zero music? 0-0. I've had online races before. I don't know why it's tracking that way. Oh, and I get to start up front? Cool. My favorite addition to Mario Kart 8 were the tracks. Weirdly, having picked this one, which doesn't contain this feature, my favorite addition to Mario Kart 8 was the tracks that don't have, like, laps per se. I mean, excuse me, that's not correct. In a game sense, it still completes the race in terms of, like, thirds, where, you know, you complete 3 laps at once, and that's how you, like, finish the track. But the thing I was most interested in was they've added stages to 8. Why am I explaining 8 like it's not a game that came out 5 years ago? One of my favorite features of 8, this game from 5 years ago, is that it has, what's it called? Are we in a one-on-one race? Did I do this wrong? Oh my gosh. That's alright, I can probably change the settings after this. There are tracks that don't actually loop on themselves. They're just 3 times as long, and you have to complete it like a big long obstacle course. I think that's pretty funny. Wow, I didn't really realize that I'd set it up wrong. I'm kind of fantastic at live streaming, is kind of what I've discovered. Is that every attempt I've made at creating some fun content tonight, I have done exceedingly well without any failure. Yeah, my favorite thing about 8 is that the tracks that they have that are like 3 times as long that don't loop on themselves are fun because there's more obstacles through it. And you can still, like, obviously learn the track and like figure out like where you want to go and stuff, but like find your racing lines. But yeah, it's fun. Again, there's absolutely no structure to this live stream. I acknowledge it's certainly kind of a silly one. Maybe it's just because I'm filling air while I'm trying to concentrate on not losing a Mario Kart race that I set up incorrectly. But yeah, boy oh boy, this game is delightful. I think it's funny that they know enough that we want an F-Zero game to include 2 F-Zero racetracks in Mario Kart 8, but not enough that they would include F-Zero and make a new F-Zero game for the Switch. Maybe 2021. Maybe 2021 is going to be our good luck. Whew. I won the race that wasn't set up properly. I'm an epic gamer. My bad, Caitlin, if you can hear me. Sorry for setting that up wrong. Let me close this, leave this group, and set up a new one. Oh, communication error has occurred. Man, I'm so bad at Mario Kart. Also, watching the race on a delay is funny. Yeah, I can imagine. Again, I'm sorry for setting the delay up wrong. I'm absolutely positive I know what happened now. It's almost for sure just the actual, because I set it up for 2 platforms. My bad, friends list, for revealing all of your names there. I don't think that has any actual bearing. I don't think any of you will be sussed out from that. Yeah, there's another lobby up if you want to do one. I will set it up. And then I can put CPU on normal. There we go. That's what we wanted. We'll probably do one actual set through of this, and then I'll probably kick it to Animal Crossing and just wind it down. I don't know what I'm talking about winding it down. I've had the same number of viewers this whole time. Again, thank you all very much for showing up. I appreciate that. Whether or not it's you're doing it because you're supporting me, and that's very sweet, or if you are, can I walk around? It's funny. Or if you're doing it because you're just also chilling out on your Saturday, both are very cool of you, so I appreciate that. See what Caitlin picked. Oh, Animal Crossing. I actually don't mind the other one. Cool. This track is cool. Each lap is a different season. I lament also watching the race. I'm reading my own chat multiple times. One thing I wanted to do, I had an idea now that I've got the capture card, is maybe schedule some of these streams, if I do them more regularly, to be fixed gaming content. And then the other one I wanted to do was I had to go at making some stuff for an online Jeopardy quiz maker before that I really enjoyed. I played that with some friends for this past American Thanksgiving. I thought it would be pretty fun to do Twitch chat or stream chat driven Jeopardy quizzes. That could be pretty funny. Oh my gosh, you're Link now. You're playing up. You're killing it. That was one of my most disappointing things. My favorite Mario characters are the Shy Guys. I think they're adorable. I think there's something really doofy about how they have the little Freddy Krueger killer masks. Not Freddy Krueger. What am I talking about? Who's the Jason in Friday the 13th? What's his actual name? Wow, really? Okay, whatever. Wow. And there's something really funny about these 2-foot tall little cuddly guys wearing serial killer masks. I think that's hysterical. And so I normally play as them, but I've just discovered that the top speed on the Shy Guys is actually terrible, and there's no reason to play as one because you'd just be hamstringing yourself. And much like my drive to have good Pokemon, I have to have the best Mario Kart character too, obviously, because what's the point? Am I playing for fun? Ugh. That's a joke. I'm playing Mario Kart, so there's not... The endless optimization's not really here on this one. Oh, I'm gonna pick up the orange. I missed it. The setup I have for my cart right now is all in on speed and absolutely nothing on handling. So if I ever get to a straightaway, I'm just gonna break off. But that has not gone as well as I would have hoped. Oh, this is great. I'm glad we're all in slow-mo as we head through the war here. You've got to shake your controller or not your controller, the control stick to break out of the lightning earlier. I'm seeing a couple people that didn't apparently know that. Woohoo! Wasn't even close, baby! Look, I am a real gamer. I get first place in Mario Kart. Oh my lord. Can I turn my timestamps on for my viewing here? I mean, it kind of was. Found behind there at the end, yeah. Cheeseland. We're going to Cheeseland. I'm calling it. Oh, I get the crown? That's cute. I hope this has been at least a little bit. I'm glad I saw some people saying that they learned something. That's cool. I like that. That has made it feel more worthwhile for me personally, that I taught someone something about how this stuff works, or even if I was just chatting rubbish about Pokemon. That is fun too. Yeah. You got stuck? Oh, unlucky. Well, hey, good luck on this one. Whee! Oh, I got the start wrong. And we've gone to Bowser's Castle, of course. Wow, couldn't have missed that up worse. Oh, are you kidding me? It's a disaster. It's a disaster. I got squished by a giant statue. Haha! Got a mushroom. Unlucky. Whew. I got through it that time. I do better, lol. I'm trying. Also, what do you mean do better, lol? I'm actually the best gamer there ever was. We all know this. No. No. I'm gonna get overtaken right here. Oh, I thought I'd shaken it off there. Oh gosh. Alright, here we go. Come back lap. Second place. Who's in front? I'm in first place. Something happened on that side, I guess. Look around the ink. Watch me get like blue shelled or something right now. So you're on the finish line there. That's how it goes. You were second when I sent that actually. I was trying. See, it's a process. Doing better is a process. You can't just immediately proceed to get a better result. You have to race like you earned it. Man, that was so close. It was. Unlucky. Okay, this might make this one my last one. Then I'll wrap the stream up.
Hey, you should do better.
I should try. Yeah, thank you.
You should be like in first place or something.
I'm getting harassed live. The internet has proof. Anyway, I'm gonna make this my last one. Thanks, y'all, for coming and hanging out. This has been chill. Big Blue, yes, Big Blue. Glad we had the same idea at the same time. I hope you all have had at least an interesting time. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Chat IRL, that's wild. Yeah, getting mocked in real life. They made talking to your chat a real thing. Unbelievable. Oh, I did that wrong. No, you're miles ahead now. I don't even want to talk that much. I just want the music play. It's just so good for this stage. Oh, I hit someone, nice. Oh, great! Nothing to really dampen the fun of the music on this stage like that. No. How dare you, Wario? Oh, this is like perfect for me. I think all the pieces lining up right there. Ah, my controller says low battery again. Please don't die before the end of the race. It's right there. Is he gonna win all three? I think so. I think so. I'm miles ahead. Let's have it. Woo! I'm a real Mario Kart gamer. Thank you very much for hanging out. I think I'm gonna call it there. Just on the basis, if nothing else, because I have completely deviated from my initial plan. I'm super happy with how well my capture card works, though. I've had a lot of fun playing with this thing. If any of you saw the tweet where I was inviting people to come and hang out in the stream, the whole purpose of this, the whole reason I was doing this was just as an excuse to play with the new Elgato that I got. I super like it. It's like an absolute treat to work with. More than anything, Corsair's like software for capturing like a grab is really clever. I will figure out how to tweak the ratio and get everything organized the way I like it next time. But yeah, I'm hoping some of you guys enjoyed yourselves. No free clout. Goodbye, Spotify. Hoping you folks enjoyed yourselves, at least a little bit. You had fun. This was kind of a bin fire. I definitely should structure my stuff a little bit better before I do another one of these. But I will. It'll be fun. We'll make something cool happen. Yeah. Thank you so much. This has been really cool. I'm gonna pop my Spotify outro back on while I do this. Oops, excuse me. I'm tabbing into the wrong things. I'm a professional. Yeah, there we go. Got the music back going. Yeah, I hope you all, bye, thanks for the stream. Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate, again, like I've said it a couple times, it's been 2 hours now that I've been live. It's fun. I really enjoy it. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't so much of like a good little goofy break for my weekend. I'll probably come up with something clever for the next one. Something that I can get a little bit of like actual engagement with. That'd be kind of fun. Get you guys into, because I feel like I'm just spending a lot of the time talking at you And that can be fun if I'm telling someone something interesting, but I spent half of that talking about Christmas markets while I was opening Pokemon eggs. Yeah, maybe I'll play some card games. I might play some Pokemon Online. I just finished last at Manchester's regional online tournament, so, you know, clearly I'm very qualified for the subject. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you had fun. I wish you the best. Have a lovely weekend. Have a nice rest of your Saturday. If any of you folks are in a non-GMT time zone, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And yeah. I wish you the best. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Wrap it up. Peace out.